Hello, good morning students and welcome back to the class 9 work and energy chapter. In the previous video we studied about the gravitational potential energy, which is the energy stored inside an object due to its position at a certain height. And we know that its formula is given by potential energy PE equals mgh. Now remember, this potential energy is for the object which is kept at a certain height only, not potential energy in general. This is the formula for gravitational potential energy. Only when the object is kept at a certain height, this formula is applicable. Okay? And similar to this formula and what we studied in the previous chapter, previous topic, we are going to do a numerical. Okay? Suppose you have a body of mass 1 kg in your hand. To what height will you raise it so that it may acquire energy of 1 joule? So the question is that you have an object of mass 1 kilograms and you want to make the object or move an object to a certain height in such a way that its energy becomes 1 joule. So what would be their height? So obviously you have been given potential energy, you have been given mass, and g is acceleration due to gravity, which is 9.8 or 10, and in this case it is given 10 meters per second square in the question. So you have all the three values, you can find the height. So if the energy is 1 joules, what will be the height that you need to find? So if you find that height, you know that at what height you should raise the object in such a way that its energy is 1 joules. Okay? So substituting the values, energy is given as 1 joule equals mass is 1 kg, gravitational acceleration is 10, h is the height. You need the value of height. 1 into 10 is 10, so it becomes 10 into h. We need the value of h. So 10 in cross multiplication, so it becomes 1 upon 10 equals h. So ultimately you can write h is equal to 1 upon 10, and 1 upon 10 is written as 0.1, so it is 0.1 meters. Or I can write h is equal to 10 centimeters, multiplying it by 10, multiplying it by 100, I get it centimeters. So the object, if it is having mass of 1 kg and you need the energy of 1 joule, so you should raise the object to a height of 10 centimeters so that its energy is 1 joule. Okay? I hope it is clear to you students. I'll give you a moment and then we will start with the new one. Okay, let's get on. Okay students, so a new example. A boy weighing 40 kilograms climbs up a vertical height of 200 meters. Calculate the amount of work done by him. How much potential energy does he gain? So two questions are asked in this particular question. First you need to find the work done and the potential energy. But if you remember, I told you that whenever a work is done on an object, that energy is stored inside it. This means that when the boy is climbing up, he is moving himself to a certain height. So he is doing a work on himself, and that work done is stored as potential energy. So ultimately, if you find the work done or if you find the potential energy, they both are same. Work done will be equal to the energy stored inside himself. So all you need to do is find the gravitational potential energy and you will find the work done. Simple. So gravitational potential energy once again is mgh. You have been given the height, you have been given the mass of the ball, and you know the value of g, which is given 9.8 meters per second square. So simple. Mass of the boy is 40 kilograms. G is 9.8 and height is given as 200 meters. So all you need to do is multiply this. Okay? 4, 8, 32, 4, 9, 36 plus 3, 39, 392, 1 0 and 1 decimal point, so it becomes 392 multiplied by 200. So I multiplied first this becomes 2 2 4 2 9 18 1 2 3 6 and 1 7 plus 2 zeros. Okay, so now because this is 392, we don't need to multiply this decimal point and this 0 because 0 is after the decimal point. So this can be taken as 392 itself. So this is the amount of work done by the ball, or this is the amount of gravitational potential energy of the ball. They both are same. Okay. This is the gravitational potential energy. This is also the work done by the ball. I'll give you a moment to write it in your notebook. Okay. Okay students, so let's move on to the next one. So the next question is quite simple students. You have been given that suppose two bodies A and B of equal masses are kept at a height of h and 3h respectively. Find ratio of the potential energies. So simple, applying gravitational potential energy formula for object A, I am writing A over here. It becomes mgh. Suppose the masses of both the object is m. Gravitational acceleration is constant for both. And for gravitational potential energy for object B, it becomes mg 3h because the height is 3 times the original height. I can take 3 in the front because they all are in multiplication and 3 is a constant, so I can write it as 3mgh. Everything else is same. Now the question is very simple. You need to find the ratio. So I am finding the ratio as gravitational potential energy of object A upon gravitational potential energy of object B equals mgh upon 3mgh. Okay, this mgh and mgh get cancelled, so only 1 is remaining on the top, so it becomes 1 upon 3. So I can write ratio of A is to B is, I can write 1 is to 3. So the ratio of gravitational potential energy for object A and B is written as 1 is to 3. Very simple. I'll give you a moment to write the numerical and then we'll move on. Okay. Okay students, so we have done the numericals for the kinetic energy, we have done the numericals for the potential energy, and now we are moving on to one of the very important topics of the chapter, that is law of conservation of energy. This law states that the energy around us remains constant, which means that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. So whatever energy that we have in our surroundings can neither be created or it cannot be destroyed, which means that you cannot create energy, you cannot destroy energy. You can only transfer the energy from one form to another form. So the statement of the law of conservation of energy is that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form to another form. So it can only be transformed from one form to another form, but it cannot be destroyed. Okay? Very simple example for this. Whenever I said we are doing the work on an object, okay? Suppose this marker, okay? This marker is lifted from one point to another point. So work is done and gravitational potential energy is stored inside it. But how did this happen? Because I had my muscular energy with me, I transferred that muscular energy into this marker. Okay? Another simple one is that when I release the marker, okay, so the potential energy inside it was converted into kinetic energy, and when it fell on the ground, it had maximum kinetic energy and potential energy was 0. So at this point potential energy was maximum, but its kinetic energy was 0 because the object is not moving. But as soon as I release it, it starts moving, and when it starts moving, its velocity increases. But as you can see, the height of the object falling decreases, and when the height decreases, potential energy also decreases. But that decrease in potential energy is being transferred into kinetic energy when the object is moving, when it is free falling. Okay, so this is just a simple example. You can see many of these examples in our day-to-day lives. For example, you are turning on a fan. So as soon as you switch on, you see that the electrical energy is converted into motion and kinetic energy of the fan, and we get that wind energy on us when the air around us starts moving. Okay, so very simple. One energy is converted into another energy. Okay. This law of conservation of energy has quite a long derivation. I will try to describe you this derivation and understand the concept of conversion of energy. Okay, and the total energy remains constant. We are going to do the derivation of this. But for starters, in this particular video, we will only talk about the basics of this law. For example, this object is kept at a certain height. Okay, it is having mass m, and therefore its potential energy is mgh. Understood? Because it is at a certain height, its potential energy is mgh. At this particular point, its velocity is 0. So half mv square or half mu square kinetic energy is also 0. I am writing kinetic energy is equal to half mu square equals 0, because there is no velocity and therefore it has no kinetic energy. But we know that as soon as I release the object, this object is starting to fall over here. Okay, it is going to fall down because of gravitational force, and it is free falling, and therefore at a certain point when it comes down, let's say over here, and it is just touching the ground. Mark my words, it is just touching the ground. At this particular point, its height h becomes 0. And when its height h becomes 0, there is no potential energy. mgh becomes 0, because when h is 0, 0 multiplied by mass into acceleration, everything becomes 0. So the gravitational potential energy or the potential energy becomes 0. But at this point, when it is just touching the ground, the object has achieved maximum velocity, because once it strikes the ground, its velocity is again going to become 0. But when it strikes the ground, at that particular point, its velocity v is maximum, or I can write v max. Okay, or I can write final velocity v. So ultimately its kinetic energy becomes half m v max square. Its kinetic energy becomes maximum. So we can say that all of the potential energy is converted into kinetic energy, and we will see the whole derivation of how this kinetic energy is converted from potential energy, and ultimately its energy remains constant, that is the same from where we started. So if suppose it has potential energy of 10 joules, so when it is touching the ground and we give the velocity over here, then the kinetic energy in this case will also be 10 joules. So all of the 10 joules of potential energy has been converted into kinetic energy of 10 joules. I hope it is clear to students. I repeat my words once again. So when we started, let's say that its potential energy is 10 joules. But when it is falling down, its height becomes 0. So its potential energy will be 0 joules. But all of that potential energy is converted into kinetic energy. So when the height was let's say h meters, and then its potential energy was 10 joules. So after some time when it is falling and just touching the ground, its maximum kinetic energy will also be 10 joules, which means that all of the potential energy has been converted into kinetic energy of this moving object. And this particular derivation confirms that the energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only be transferred or transformed from one form to another form. That means you can only convert the energy. We cannot create it. If someone says that they are creating energy, they are lying. They don't know. They are already using the energy which is available in our surroundings and making them into something else. So they are just converting one form of energy into another form. Okay? I hope it is clear to you, students. We will talk more about the derivation in the next video. Till then, have a nice day.